My coworker took credit for my project for months just today. She presented her work to the CDO without knowing I'd be there. My coworker Rachel spent 6 months telling our department she was a genius behind our company's most successful new marketing campaign. Just today, she presented her strategy to our CEO Pert without knowing I'd been invited to the same meeting as the campaign's actual creator. I developed the entire campaign while working remotely during my mom's cancer treatments. I'd log in at 5 a.m. from the hospital waiting room, build presentation decks during chemo sessions, and finalize media buys from my mom's couch at night. My boss knew my situation and gave me flexibility, but I still delivered everything on time. Meanwhile, Rachel started casually mentioning her campaign in team meetings when I wasn't there. At first, people would say I thought this was Emma's project, but Rachel would smile and say, "Oh, Emma helped with some minor details, but the concept and execution were all me." By the time I returned to the office full-time, with my mom thankfully in remission, Rachel had somehow established herself as the creative force behind our most successful campaign in years. I heard through office gossip that she was using her impressive results to angle for my recently announced promotion. I tried addressing it directly. "Rachel, I noticed you've been taking credit for the campaign I created. Can we talk about this?" She looked me straight in the eyes and said, "Emma, I understand you are dealing with family issues, but your memory seems confused. Ex-Amanda knows I led this project." I documented everything and approached my boss, who seemed uncomfortable but promised to handle it. Nothing changed. Rachel continued building her reputation on my work, and I seriously considered quitting. Then came yesterday's executive presentation. Our CEO wanted to understand the strategy behind our successful campaign before expanding it nationally. My boss texted me an hour before CEO requested campaign creator attend presentation. Conference room at 2 p.m. When I walked in, Rachel was already setting up her PowerPoint titled My Revocative Obroach. She froze when she saw me, then whispered furiously, "What are you doing here? This is my meeting." The CEO requested the campaign creator. I replied calmly, sitting down. Rachel's presentation was surreal. She was presenting my exact strategy documents with her name on them. She described her creative process using phrases I'd written in emails. She even showed inspiration images from my mom's garden that I'd photographed during her recovery. The CEO seemed impressed until he asked about the unusual campaign timeline. Rachel said, "I prefer working evenings and weekends, parent. That's when creativity strikes." I opened my laptop and said, "Excellently, the campaign was created between 5-7 a.m. most days. I have the timestamp on every file plus the hospital leafer log showing where I was working from." The room went silent. I pulled up my documentation, parent original files, email threads, even my boss's messages acknowledging my work. I created this entire campaign while caring for my mother during cancer treatment. I have every version of every document, including the ones Rachel added her name to later. Rachel started crying, claiming I was trying to steal her success out of jealousy. The CEO looked at my boss, who finally spoke up. "Emma created the campaign. Rachel has been misrepresenting her involvement." The CEO asked Rachel to leave and spent the next hour discussing my creative process. Before the meeting ended, he said something I'll never forget. "The work itself showed extraordinary talent. The fact you created it under those circumstances shows extraordinary character." Rachel was transferred to another department. I got the promotion. Sometimes justice doesn't arrive when you want it to, it arrives exactly when it needs to.